Hello, we're going to overview the input file into the B2T engine to automatically calculate income taxes from accounting data. We're going to explain the structure of the input file and its key data fields. So the B2T engine calculates income taxes by taking an input file and produces an output file. The more accurate is the data in the input file, the more accurate will be the output. So let's take a look at the input data file. Here's a simple input file that we have been using for several of the tutorials. The most important thing about an input file into the B2T engine is that it is to describe the business. It is not to tell the engine how to calculate taxes. It is not to set up rates or rules. The engine has those. For the same business, different countries may well tax them differently. So therefore, the input file is to focus on describing the business so that the engine can make the right decision how to calculate taxes. Here in the input file, we have 3 sheets. The output data sheets are just that. They are reference sheet. They're not used during calculation. So all the input data are actually in the first 2, recurring input and setup input. The recurring input contains data that changes from quarter to quarter. They are specific to the accounting period that's being calculated taxes for. On the other hand, the setup input data contains data that does not change from quarter to quarter. They are meant to be set up once and be carried over from period to period, with perhaps occasional change from time to time. So let's take a look at the setup input in more detail. The first thing to notice is that we have the double slash comment lines. A line starts with double slash or comment lines that will be ignored so that the user can make some notes in the input file. A datasheet could also have several types of record. Here we have an entity record type. We have only one record. It describes the fact that we have a business entity P that is a USA corporation. Now, to find out the details of each of those data fields, what they mean, we simply hover over the column header. And the setup input sheet has another type of record, account mapping. It lists how each account is being mapped into the standard account. Here we have only one REV account that is being mapped into the standard revenue account. Now, it is a standard revenue account that the B2T engine uses to determine the most suitable rates and rules. Now let's turn into the recurring input. On top, we have the easy button, which allows one-click text provision, but they are not really going to affect the calculation results. The input data that changes from quarter to quarter could also have different types of records. Here we have the period record type. We have the 2019 quarter 1. And notice the period end date. B2T engine will identify the most suitable rates and rules that are active on that date. The recurring input also has the trial balance records. It lists all the trial balances. In this case, we have the entity that has an account REV. It has an ending balance of credit 1,000. Here, accounting value follows the signage convention, debit plus, credit minus. So these are the main points of the input file into the B2T engine. To summarize, the input file into the B2T engine is an Excel file. It is to describe the business facts. Comment lines will be ignored, so user could make notes in the file. The input data are contained into two sheets. The setup sheet contains the data that does not change frequently, such as entity and account mapping. The recurring input sheet contains data that changes from quarter to quarter, such as trial balances. The accounting value follows the signage convention, debit plus, credit minus. That's it. Thanks for watching.